I'm talking about the whole book of Revelation, starting with chapter 1. It started talking about the apostle John. He's the one who wrote the book. And it started talking about all the churches. Like, for example, my brother, he drew, but he left his journal. He drew Ephesus, the church Ephesus, and Smyrna. And I drew Thyatira. Like this one here.
You did the good, Jared.
And I drew Sardis.
You drew Sardis? Wow.
Okay, so you drew the pictures of churches. All right, good.
All right.
And
Pretty neat.
I also did the other two churches, Philadelphia and Laodicea.
Laodicea.
Yeah, Laodicea.
Laodicea, yeah.
And it started talking about the lampstands, which stands for the 7 stars, and the candle, the lamp, 7 lampstand, and the 7 stars, and and then chapter 2, it was talking about the same thing. It was talking about describing about all the churches, but I wasn't able to do that. So chapter 3. Sorry. Chapter 3. I drew pictures about all the things from all the way to chapter 1. So I just drew quick pictures. So there's a star, and the angel, the 7 lamp, and the churches.
Wow.
In chapter 4, it talked about the door of the temple. So I drew the door and the four mysterious creatures. The lion, and it said it had eyes under its wings and eyes all around its face. And my brother, he drew the ox and the eagle, and I drew the lion and the man creature.
Wow.
And then in heaven, there were 12 men sitting in 12 thrones.
Yes.
And I drew all the 12 men sitting in the
That's
thrones.
awesome, Jay.
In chapter 5, it was talking about God. He had a scroll in his hand, but it was specific in his right hand. And the Lamb of God took the scroll out of his hand, and an angel.
Show them the picture.
Wow.
Man, that's amazing.
That's pretty cool.
And the angel is all excited and saying, "He has a scroll." And the 7 scrolls and the Lamb. And then chapter 6, it was talking about the seals. The first one was the white horse.
Yes.
The one, he had the Antichrist on him. And he was holding an arrow, but it did not have a bow. See right here?
Oh,
And
Wow.
it stood for peace. And the red horse, he took away peace. And
War.
war.
Yeah, you drew a picture of the red horse.
In the black horse, he brought hunger.
Yeah.
Oh.
Famine. That's famine.
Famine. Wow, hunger.
And
That's
the
Pale horse.
pale horse. I just put yellow. He brought death.
Yes, that's a death. Death angel. Yeah, death horse. Yeah.
And then it continued talking about the altar, and that there were people begging, people crying and begging, and there were robes for each one of them. And
They're on just the altar.
Down?
and people under the altar.
and God tells them to have patience and wait.
See?
The hour of temptation.
And then he turned the moon red and the sun black, and he brought an earthquake, and mountains crashed,
Wow.
and the sky vanished, the stars were falling. It was terrible.
That's right, it's gonna be.
Yeah.
That is excellent.
chapter 7, the 4 angels at 4 corners of the earth, and the 4 winds of the earth, and there shall be no wind on sea, earth, and trees. And I put no wind on these. And one angel, this angel is crying to all these 4 angels about it, and then it starts talking about all the children of Israel and the 4 Levi, Benjamin, Judah, and Simon, 12,000. It was 12,000.
12,000.
For each
Yes.
Out
one.
of each tribe.
12,000,
Yeah.
yeah.
12 tribes, yeah.
Yeah, 12,000 tribes. And then there was a throne and a lamp, and people stood upon the throne, and the 4 beasts were in charge of it, and there was 4 angels.
Oh. Great illustration.
When did you do all this?
You did a lot of work.
I-
2 weeks.
I spent like 2 or 3 weeks on the whole thing,
Wow.
because I had to read like all the
Yeah,
chapters.
good.
Very good.
And then the people dipped their robes in blood of a lamb to
Where
protect
have I been?
themselves. It's on chapter. And they to God made them dip their robes in blood, and He said there shall be no sunlight, and heat. A lot of heat will come. Like even though there's no sun, there'll be a lot of heat. But he said there shall be no thirst and nor hunger, and I put him in a protection ball, drinking and having something to eat. In chapter 8, we start with the angels with the trumpets. And the first angel playing the trumpet, hail and fire mixed with blood, happened to 1/3 of the earth. And the second angel, 1/3 of the sea turned into blood. The second angel sounded his trumpet, and 1/3 of the sea turned into blood. And the third angel, when it blew its trumpet, stars started falling, and death came to the part of the earth. And when the fourth angel sounded his trumpet, 1/3 of the sun went black, and 1/3 of the sun, star, and moon went really dark. In chapter 9, it continued talking about the fifth angel, and when it blew its trumpet, 1/3 of the earth became smoke, and scorpions ruled. And it says the scorpions shall not harm the grass.
Everything green.
And the star from the earth, it fell, and the star received a key. And it's talking about the scorpion again. And shall not harm grass. It's the ruler. No harm to nature. The scorpion wasn't allowed to hurt anything of God's creation, and no one was allowed to kill them. And then it's talking about 4 horses with reptile scale and sharp razor teeth, a crown, a woman's hair, a scorpion tail, kind of a human face, and then wings. And I drew that, and it has a 4. So imagine 4 horses on this page, and
Oh.
they're preparing for battle. And then the 6th angel, when it sounded its trumpet, an altar appeared with the 4 released angels, and when it blew its trumpet, this also happened. 1/3 of the earth was attacked by the angels who killed the sinners and all that. And so they killed one third of the earth. In chapter 10, an angel with fiery legs, his face looking like the sun, and it has a scroll in its hand. And another angel appears, and this angel say, take this scroll out of my hand and eat it. In your mouth it'll taste sweet, but once you swallow it, it'll taste sour.
Bitter.
And so he took a bite, and it was sweet. Then in its belly it was sour.
Oh.
And then his right foot was stepping on the sea, and his left foot was stepping on the land. And so it specifically said with its left hand it passed the scroll to the other angel. I forgot to mention that. And then it starts talking about the 7 thunders. And it's with this. They spoke. The 7 thunders spoke, and then it spoke to the angel, and the angel, that's where it got from the other angel and all that. And then chapter 11, it's talking about God sent them to measure the altar and the temple. So I put a measuring tape on the side. And then it continued with the worshipers from the altar. And then it starts talking about the water turns into blood on the temple. And then the two 7 lampstands and the 2 nature trees. And then a beast comes. I just put a nose on its belly and eyes all around. I just made up a beast.
Okay.
And the beast kills people. It said, and the beast came and he harmed and that kind of stuff. And then an earthquake happens, and then the person receives a gift. So
So you drew a gift.
yeah.
Cool.
And the 24 elders spoke as they bowed down face first. And when the angel sounded his trumpet, and hailstorm, lightning, and thunder came. And this is chapter 12. It started talking about a lady. She was pregnant. She had crowns of 14, 2 pairs of 7, and she was pregnant, and she was standing on the moon. And I drew the dragon. That the dragon was waiting for her to have birth, so he can chew him up.
Eat it up.
Yeah, and it said his tail whipped out 1/3 part of the stars in the sky. His tail whipped one part of the stars in the earth. And the dragon had 7 heads with 7 crowns and 2 horns, and a total of
Good.
12 horns. And then I showed a picture of him whipping out the stars. And then the baby was born, and he was put into the throne, and he was ruler of nation.
With